What's happening? What's happening, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live. Let's get this camera just how I want it. Yeah. Get y'all the big close-up. And let me set my thing right for my subscribers only, because y'all the only ones that can say something to the king. Because y'all the reason for the season, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all see that Falcons, y'all know what it is. When you're from the A, you got to represent the A teams, you know what I'm saying? You got to represent the A teams. It's just by default. Just by default. Win or lose, but they just happen to be winning. Was it 4-2? Yeah. Not bad, Falcons. Okay. They did 4-2. Now, if they get past 6 and they mess around and hit a wild card and all that, they really had a noticeable season, I'd say. Now, anything can happen, we all know, you know. One bad injury on a major team and everything changes. You know, everything can change real quick for whoever's leading and being all that. You could be up next. But I don't wish that on nobody. I don't want to win because of somebody's injuries. I actually hate every time I hear about any player on any team getting injured. I really do. I genuinely hate to hear that, because I know that that's not only somebody's personal anguish and pain, but also something that they're going to be feeling for the rest of their life one way or another, and it's going to continue to plague their career and their ability to be the phenomenal athlete that they are. So I don't like when you know, I don't like handicaps for being the reason why teams get ahead. You know, I like for it to just be simple, solid competition. Whoever the best team is wins, period. That's how I like to see it all go down. So I wish everybody, I literally wish everybody playing sports, period, the best when it comes to that. I hate to hear about injuries. It's not the way. That's not how as a fan, that's not how I want the wins. You know, so-and-so's quarterback got knocked out, so that's why they won that game. Nah. And it happens a lot, hell of a lot, too much, quite frankly. But anyway, Falcons are doing good, and to my understanding, they're mostly healthy, so we're going to see what they do. We're going to see what they do, man. Them Dirty Birds done came back, and they got something to say this year, so we proud of it. You know we proud of that. That's go Dirty Birds all day for that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's funny, I like Seattle. I ain't got nothing against Seattle. In the history of me liking certain teams, I haven't been keeping up with them. I couldn't tell you a name of anybody on their team. I'm not that guy. I always say I'm the casual fan in general. You know, I root for teams based on individuals, histories of certain players, histories of certain coaches, nostalgia. That's how it is for me, you know. Association with certain other people that I like and what they've done. And then, of course, I like winners. I mean, who doesn't like the winners, you know? And even if it's not a team that's always winning, I like who I like for different reasons. So, like, when it comes, I know they're up against Seattle. Like I said, I like Seattle. It's a place I'd like to visit. I've never been to Seattle. I always wanted to go see that city because I've heard things about it that is so beautiful. So I got nothing against them, but y'all up against my Dirty Birds, so I got to go with the Falcons. It's simple and plain, you know what I mean? It's simple and plain. And I look across the whole league, I'm kind of like that about different teams and stuff. So, again, on nostalgia, and it was because of Russ. When Russell was with them, that's what made me like Seattle, especially. I liked them before that because of their logo. I always liked the bird. I liked the Seahawk itself. And I liked the whole American motif with the way the artwork is. So again, I always love for being an artist, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, that was literally the reason why I was with them, you know, in my younger years. I just like the way their logo looked and stuff like that. Who else is kind of like that for me? I would say I like the Jaguars because I got family there, so it is an emotional tie, a nostalgia tie. I got family in Jacksonville, Florida, but they are doing horribly this year, and I hate it for them because I want to see Jacksonville. I've seen them rise to the occasion in previous years, be a threat. I've seen them, you know, didn't they go to the Super Bowl one year or something like that, if I'm not mistaken? You know what I'm saying? So it's in them. It's in them to do it. It's, you know, it's in any team to do it. All it takes is the right drafts and the right chemistry between the coach and the team and everybody, and before you know it, you got a winning team. So they'll have their year. This year just damn sure ain't it. But I still rock with the Jags. I like the Jags. I still wear my Jaguar hat, and I still want a Jaguars sweatshirt. I saw one years ago with just the Jaguar on it. That's how I like stuff where it's just the mascot. I love that kind of stuff. And it was embroidered. I've been wanting that thing ever since. I ain't seen it since either. And there was a Jaguar fitted cap that I wanted one time that had a blown up, like it came across the whole front two panels, the Jaguar head. I think it even went over into the bill. And then it had did it have a smaller Jaguar, like just the golden head, I think, at the back or something like that. Man, I'm talking about that hat was so fresh, but it wasn't my size. Hey, I wanted that hat. But anyway, yeah, who else I'm gonna name? Let me go through my NFL teams, who I get down with and for what reasons. I see the Vikings are doing good. I've never been a Vikings fan per se, but there have been years with certain players that I followed them or respected them because I liked certain players. So I put it like this: the Jaguars. I already said that. With the Vikings, it's like if they were to make it to the very end, and I didn't like the other team they were against or could care less, I'm with them. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like their colors. You know what I'm saying? I love purple. So anytime you got purple involved, I'm with you. I like purple. So purple and gold is cool. It's a fresh look. You know what I'm saying? All my LA people got excited to hear that because they love the Lakers. Lakers is cool forever, of course. But, you know, like I like, who else is a random team I kind of dig? I'm looking at the Texans a little bit. I see them doing their thing. I always thought they had a fresh logo with the bull head. It ain't really a big deal if they win or lose to me, but like again, if they made it to the end and one of my teams that I am rooting for don't make it, I could rock with them. Now, who am I really rooting for? I'm all about where we left off last year. I want to see Detroit do it. I like the Lions a lot. I was never a diehard Lions fan, had no Detroit, so that made it more special to me because I want to see them. I like seeing people that happy, you know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of happy when people are diehard fans and you see your friends happy for their team and stuff. It's a good feeling, you know? That's kind of how I feel about Philly. I got personal friends, family in Philadelphia, so I'm with the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? So Eagles, Detroit, I'm with them. Baltimore, I'm with them. I got like one homie in Baltimore, so it ain't about like a whole bunch of people, but really it's about number 8. I like number 8. So if number 8 do it, and the rest of the team do it, whole lot of flock going on. I'm with the flock. You understand? For real though. I want to see them get it. Who else? I've never been a Dallas fan, honestly. But ironically, I used to have a Dallas jersey. It was so crazy. I think I bought it. I remember I was in high school and I bought that jersey because it was on a discount. And it was like an alternative jersey. It had the number 8 for the quarterback or whatever, and it had stars on each shoulder, and it was solid black with blue on the numbers and silver trim, and that was just so fresh. It was plain, but it was like a warm-up jersey, and it was really cool, and I love that jersey. I used to wear it a lot. I can't remember if I sold it or gave it away or whatever, but that's as close as I ever came to being a Dallas fan per se. The fact that Deion Sanders did play for them gives them some clout in my mind because I love Deion and his career. I support Deion and his career wherever he goes. So for that, they get respect. But other than that, the whole we America's team, everybody ought to love us kind of attitude, I ain't never understood that. I'm like, I've never understood any team that's like, we're America's team. I'm like, how you gonna be the whole country's team? Who made you the whole country's team? I don't like that when they say that kind of stuff. I don't ever get that. I don't get that. Now, that happens with other teams that I do respect though. Like for instance in baseball, the Yankees. I always respected the Yankees logo because it's such a universal, it's like a fashion thing. It's on a whole nother level. It's beyond sports. it's a fashion icon. It's like in superhero comic book lore, a Superman t-shirt. Like, I don't even have a Superman t-shirt, but when I was a kid, I had one. Like, at some time in your life, you might have something with that S on it, because it's just, it's that thing. You know, it's like the S don't even totally even mean Superman to me. It just means comic book stuff. You know, it's like the S is for stuff that's for comics. You know, it kind of goes with all that. And I'm a comic book head, so yeah. And ironically, I've always wanted, since the newer Superman movies, I want one with the S that represents the black Superman. I'd love to get one like that, or one. They used to have this thing when the first movie came out that you could put in your name and it would translate it into the Superman language and give you your own crest. And I missed the opportunity to get that. I wanted one of them shirts that you could get a t-shirt made like that or something back. I missed that, y'all. I missed that. I wanted that. When I found out about it, like a year later after the damn movie was out. Yeah. But oh, wait a minute. That didn't happen, excuse me. You couldn't get a t-shirt. It would just translate. I wanted a t-shirt. I wanted to translate it, take that image and make my own t-shirt. That's what I was going to do with it. My mind is, see, I'm so ahead of myself. But that's what I wanted to do with it once I translated my name, Joseph, into the Superman language or whatever. So, you know, from his planet, from Krypton. So it was like written out in Krypton, so to speak. And then you get the big emblem. I said, oh, hell yeah. And I was going to make my own shirt. But never mind. But back to, like I say, so like that New York logo is like, that Yankees logo it's just, it's nostalgia. And like there's one Yankees cap, fitted cap that I almost got one time. There's a bunch of them I like, but there's one that I almost bought and I should have bought it. And I always, you know, you're holding something in your hand saying, not today because it's too much, or I wasn't ready to buy two because I came in to buy one. I see the one that I do want, I'm not gonna buy that too. And you're thinking to yourself, man, I should have just roughed it, figured out another way, got out here and hustled for the extra money and figured it out, because I should have bought that cap. I didn't get it. Is what it is. Should have got it when I had it in my hand. But it was a pinstriped Yankees cap. It had the dark blue bill, all this, the crown was pinstripe. It was like off-white. It was cotton, and then the pinstripes were like dark blue all the way around. And then it had the dark blue NY, the overlapping letters. I love any logo with the overlapping letters. I've always thought that's classic, cool stuff. On any school, any team, I always like when they do the overlapping letter thing. If it's done right, it looks really good. So I had the NY, and then that was in dark blue, and that was trimmed in gold. And then it had a crest on the side for something like, you know, national champions, World Series, something commemorative, whatever. And made it extra fresh or whatever. But that gold trim around the blue, and then all of that was iridescent, shiny. That was a beautiful cap. I wanted that cap. Then I saw one of my buddies wearing it one day. I said, damn, you got it, man? I should have bought that cap when I saw it, man. I said, I almost had it. I almost had that cap and I didn't get it. Okay, what is he doing? Sir, are you letting me by, or are you, what are we doing here? Pardon me, y'all. Folk driving real funny out here. Cops doing weird stuff. Let me get his license plate in my mirrors and my glasses. So if he get weird, y'all got the license plate. Anyway, oh boy, I'm slowing down in the middle of the road. See that I'm trying to make a left, but I'm not going past you. What you doing? What you think this is? Anyway, so back on topic, as I was saying, teams and logos and things I like. Just to speak on it, I don't like that. This guy's energy. I'm trying to. Okay. You're just doing way too much weirdo driving. Anyway, gotta watch him, y'all. Gotta watch him. So I was saying, so I like the Yankees logo. I always like that. I like the Mets too. Shout out to the Mets and the Yankees. They both doing it big. When I realized that both of them are so close to going to the series, the World Series this year, I was like, man, New York is having a fit this year. I know they losing their mind up there because they got both their teams in impossible contention, you know. And correct me if I'm wrong if one of them has already been knocked off, because I ain't keeping up with it like that. I just happened to see that they were on playing the other night against the Dodgers, I think. Yeah, it was the Mets and the Dodgers, yep. And then the Yankees versus Cleveland, to my understanding. So anyway, so that's what's going on with all that in baseball. But back to football, I also like, or have always liked, who else have I always liked? Raiders, by default. Win or lose. That's all about nostalgia. That's all about a logo. That's all about a presence and a hip-hop history. You know, hip-hop fashion, street fashion, urban fashion owes so much, or the Raiders logo owes so much to it, because so much money has been spent to support that team. And I'll give them credit. They know it. They know who their fans are. They know who loves their look and everything. And they seem to understand that they have a universal respect like that. And if you didn't know, last time I checked, they got a black coach. They got black ownership. Yes, you hear the word ownership. Okay. And, you know, and so many players. So it's like, that's an incredible look. That's a beautiful thing. So I instantly support the Raiders for their history and what they are today. There was that one year that they went to the Super Bowl. And of course, I think that year they knocked us out when we played them and all that stuff. And I didn't care. I was just like, I ain't gonna be on this, you know, so regional that I can't, because the rivalry is friendly but can be hostile. Like every time the Falcons play the New Orleans Saints, they come to Atlanta and everybody from here go down there. That's the tradition. I mean, everybody's helping everybody's economy. At the end of the day, it's like a straight up friendship. It's a rivalry, but it's almost friendly because they getting their money and we getting ours too. It's like a constant every year, hotels full, restaurants full, malls full, thanks to that rivalry. I mean, seriously, it used to be a tradition, like to the point, I mean, it still is, but it used to be a thing when I used to care about going to malls. I don't go to malls like that no more. I don't hang out in no malls, okay? The only time I go to malls is when I'm on vacation. I check out malls when I'm overseas, but it's rare that I'm gonna go to a mall nowadays. Very rare. Unless it's like an outdoor mall, you know, something where you can walk around. If it's an indoor, all indoor type situation, I'm less inclined. But we used to, when I was young though, it was all about Lenox Mall whenever they played the Saints. You go up in the mall, boy, you talking about it was a party. It was a party. What is this? Is this? Yeah, okay. Pardon me, y'all. I'll be right to the show, to the format, to the way I do. When I do these lives like this, I'm typically working, as I am, and I do courier work. So whenever I'm doing a delivery or whatever, I pause for the calls, get back in and talk to y'all. Oh snap, y'all tripping out here. Why y'all speeding? You know it's the country. Don't you know there's cops falling out of trees? There's some goofies out here, y'all. We going past a school too, and they trying to hit the gas. Yeah, lost their dang mind. They don't know where they at. Then you got nerve to be riding bumpers. Y'all crazy. You crazy. But stop. Y'all better understand. Oh my gosh, have mercy. Anyway, as I was saying, these little goofies, I'm gonna say this is a public service announcement for everybody who's a speed demon. Let me tell y'all something. These cops can't wait for you to go by. Look at them. Look at them. Go, fool, go. Go. Go, little bitch ass motherfucker. Go. Because the cop waiting on your ass as soon as you get up. I mean, literally, you're right there. Oh my gosh. Why y'all think y'all so hard? Stop, stop, stop. It's so easy. It's so easy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, as I was saying, As I was saying, sorry y'all, I didn't mean to come out of my character and show y'all the monster a little bit there. But these fools gonna keep pushing a good man today. We ain't gonna let it happen though. We gonna stay focused. My good brothers and sisters, we gonna stay focused. We gonna be proper. We gonna be peaceful and nothing but. All right. So as I was saying, I was talking about teams that I like and why. And so I also dig, who else in football? I was speaking specifically of football. Okay, so the Bengals, Cincinnati. I used to have family that lived in Cincinnati. So that kind of was a thing when they were up there. Now it's not as much because they're no longer there, you know what I mean? But the time that they were there made it nostalgic, you know what I mean? And the Bengals is one of them teams that just done had, you know, off and on, all around. You know, they have a good year, a bad year, an okay year, a whole bunch of bad years, then another decent year. You know, they one of them teams. So I put them on my, hey, if y'all get your act together and ain't nobody else I'm really rooting for, and y'all make it, okay, I'm with you. That's just they the alternative root for team, not the first pick, but they possible, you know. Cardinals is kind of like, the Cardinals is almost non-existent. I remember the one year when they had the brother, I forget his name, the guy who, I credit him and a few other players as having really solidified the long locks trend of black players with really long locks hanging out their helmet at the back, because he was that guy who had that look. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He made it on the cover of Madden that year. He was that good. He was on the cover of Madden. Whatever year that was, they went to the Super Bowl. That was the last time I was with the Cardinals or rooted for them, because I was proud of his accomplishments and what he was doing for the game and bringing excitement to the game. If you bring excitement to the game, I'm paying attention. That's the reason I got with number 8 and you know, in Baltimore. It's because the excitement that number 8 can bring to the game. Every single game. He gonna do something every game and make you say, oh my gosh, did I just see what I just saw? And I like that. To me, that's the only reason to even watch it. Why watch any of it if it's not making you feel like that? That's what I look for when I watch sports. So, yeah. You know, you want me to root for your team, you gotta have a player like that. You gotta have a couple of players like that, but at least one. That's why I'm with Detroit, because as a unit, man, they are a wall of power. They mean it. They like, we going in, we defensively a wall, offensively a wall. We want it. We want it bad. I like that. I like that want it bad energy, you know? To root for them, I like them because of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were against another team that I like more, I still respected them. I got the same kind of respect for the 49ers that I got for the Chiefs. It's kind of like that. It's like the Chiefs nowadays. Because the Chiefs remind me of how the 49ers were. And the 49ers are getting back to what they were in the Montana days. They got that kind of threat about them. But they, back in the, you know, Joe Montana days and Jerry Rice and all of that, that's how Mahomes and them are with the Chiefs. So I had to respect them, even if I didn't want them to win. If I wanted them to lose to whoever else I liked, I just had to respect them. I was like, damn, they something to deal with, you know. And that's kind of how that go. Like, put it like this: neither one of them have logos and mascots and emblems that I really want to wear or rock. Because for the Chiefs, I don't like all that Native American disrespect. And I'm a big advocate of all the teams that have those names, changing the names and changing the motifs. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, the only ones I give an exception are those that actually put money into tribal groups and help people get back their footing from all the damage that was done that cannot be repaired, quite frankly. But at least you're doing something. At least you're doing something, you know. Like Florida State University, I know they got a relationship with the Seminole Nation, you know. I respect that. You know, it's an actual thing. It's not just all about money and logos and all that. to my understanding, they have a relationship with the Seminole Nation. That's cool. And their mascot is one of the less offensive in the way it looks. It's, you know, it's a hardcore warrior type thing. It's not kidified like a cartoon, which I have nothing against cartoon art, but it's like when you cartoon something that is so historically tied and actually represents a whole group of people. Now you did, and then you got, you know, derogatory terms that the people never called themselves, yet some people do, because I know how that goes, where there are native groups that do use the word Indian. They don't care. They adopted it. They use it. And you got others who are like, nah, that was never our name. That's what they gave us. We're not going with that BS. So, you know, it's a hard question, and there's a lot of tough history there. And as a Black American who I know has Native ancestry, but I'm not as fully aware of that or tied into it culturally as I'd like to be, I still say if I'm gonna claim it, I feel like I gotta respect it. So the way I do so is I'm gonna at least stand strong on the general side of I ain't with that when you come disrespecting the iconography and the emblem and the energy or the weaponry or anything associated with indigenous peoples that ain't coming from a pure source. And you're making money, you're monetizing it, but you're not doing nothing for the people themselves and helping their, you know, get back on their feet or anything. I ain't with that. So, like I said, that's my issue with the Braves. Like, I still rock the A. I wear an A hat, just the A. But I don't like the one with the tomahawk going across it. Just the regular A. I don't need the tomahawk. And I like the tomahawk as a weapon. It even be looking cool on a lot of them jerseys and stuff. But I don't, no, again, you disrespecting folk. Like, one of the very weapons I use to defend myself, now you gonna throw it in my face like a joke, like, ha, you lost the fight, and we're gonna make it a war chant and mock y'all and everything at our games, and nothing, and nobody in the stands is of direct, I repeat, direct Native ancestry to the point of respecting it. Like, no, you can't do that. I ain't with that. So no, that'd be my issue with them, teams like that, and that goes for any of them like that. But you know, like I said, I deal with the, you know, and it's funny too, because I noticed more so with the Atlanta Braves gear, they starting to switch it up. They starting to switch it up a lot because I think it's starting to hit their sales. They starting to see it when they use the tomahawk. I noticed that it's almost like, it seems to me right now they're doing a half and half. They ain't stopped using it. Matter of fact, I've seen new stuff be put out with it because there's obviously a market for it for people who don't give a damn. They don't care about respecting nothing. They don't think that's a big deal, whatever. And I've heard every argument, you know what I'm saying? Like, even in my own family, I got people who will wear stuff and they don't care because they're just not gonna dig that deep into it. And I respect that. That's their choice. I just hope people respect mine because I got my choice. So that's how I look at that. And that's how I look at the choice they give us as consumers too. I noticed they're kind of splitting it now. They're like, okay, if you pro tomahawk, we got stuff with that on it. If you anti that, we got just a regular A. Okay, I see what y'all doing. It's like, okay, cool. At least you understand there is a market that ain't with that. So you respecting my money. That if I'm gonna buy anything for the Braves, it better just have an ATL or the A or whatever, something like that. But I don't need all that other stuff. I just don't need it. Closest I would get to that is I saw something one time, and that was a cool playoff of they had with this character, the head. If you know Atlanta history, they used to have a mascot head with a brother who had the mohawk, and he had a feather on it hanging down from his ear, and he's yelling like a battle cry, like, ah. And they called him Chief Knock-a-Homer. Chief Knock-a-Homer. Like knock a home run. Yeah. Chief Knock-a-Homer. That was the guy. And yeah, I grew up with this. This is 80s stuff. 70s, 80s. And as a kid, I loved it. And to this day, I'm gonna be real. For whoever drew it, it was an excellent illustration. It was a cool image. But once I got old enough, and it wasn't until the Braves went to the Super Series in the 90s, and I was a high school kid, and everybody was doing the tomahawk chop and all that stuff, that I realized this is wrong. Like, you know, I had to stop myself because I was doing it like everybody else. I was out there, do my little arm. And then I just had a wake up because I started seeing the articles about people complaining and people who were not with it from the different nations and saying why they felt it was wrong. And after I read their perspectives, I was like, yo, enough is enough for me. I'm good. Yo, when I can't say I'm with this other side of history and respecting my ancestry and saying I got Native ancestry and I respect it and be with this. I can't justify. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm letting that part go. I'll be a fan of Atlanta stuff all day, but I gotta let that part go. And you know, ain't look back, did what I did with it. Now I also found out other stuff that would make you want to throw your hands up and not give a damn at all. And you know, the story ain't over. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm gonna get older and change my mind again, maybe. But I've read a lot of history about, you know, as much as, you know, I know that it's in my family. Then there's folk who get proud about it and talk about it as if blacks and Native always had a good relationship. That wasn't always the case. You had Native groups that enslaved black Africans. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had Cherokee groups in Georgia that was so blended with whites that they thought they were white and started taking on more European culture to the point where they wanted to be perceived as such. And owned black African, I mean, you know, on paper, because there's no such thing as no ownership of a human being, but this was the BS they participated in, those who were with that mess. So, you know, it's a lot of ugly history, y'all. So, but no, just to get back to where I stand on it, like I say, I just had my issues with all that, and I stand on that. I ain't letting it go. I mean, if I got an issue, I got an issue. It is what it is. But I have seen one version, it wasn't even the same thing. It was a playoff of Chief Nakahoma, that this brand called I think it's Black Action Tees, if they still exist, shout out to them. But a brother who literally started a company to do superhero-based t-shirts. All the t-shirts are on black tees. All the t-shirts are black, whatever he prints on them. And they're just these cool pop culture tees based on stuff that he knew people his age, my age, because he's about my age, I think, you know, would love from the generations we come from and what we represent. And so he did a version where it was Mr. T, okay, since T had them all, Mr. T yelling, but with the same pose, same, because T used to wear a feathered earring with a long feather sometimes he would wear. And it's the feather, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, I would wear the hat, the shirt, everything, because I love Mr. T. Because Mr. T represented, you know, a lot of things, and one of them was that respect and bond for Native and African and indigenous American connections. And he understood that the Mohawk was something that certain African tribes wore, and Native tribes here in this territory wore. So T is smart as hell. He was a brilliant man. Was and is. I mean, he's still alive, but I'm saying in his heyday when he was really out there and had a huge voice, when he was on the A-Team and had his own cartoon and he was the most popular everything. I'm talking about from Clubber Lane and Rocky and his time in WWE as a wrestler. I mean, he's the man, yo. Mr. T is the freaking man. To this day, I still would love to interview Mr. T. He's a legend. So now, like, that kind of shirt, something like that. Yeah, I'd rock that. I'd rock that. Hell yeah, I'd rock that. Big time. Big time. For reasons, logos, and all that cool stuff. Nostalgia, histories. Hold on. Work continue all on pause when I go over there and I look and it ain't worth my time. Hate putting y'all on pause and I go look to see what the work stuff talking about. It ain't worth my time. They give these offers, ain't even worth taking. I'm like, man, please. I might make more money just stand over here with my monetization nation, because I know my people here on YouTube, they gonna subscribe. Yeah, y'all gonna subscribe, right? Right? So we can do more ONYXCON content. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. So let me see. LA Rams. I like the Rams. I used to like their other colors. I dig their colors now too. I think their other colors were more distinct. The new ones are super clean. They got like the brightest, cleanest yellow, blue, and white. Like them the whitest. When they wear their home, them the whitest jerseys. It's a different kind of white. I don't know what that is on camera. It looks super bright. Like when they get dirty, you know it. They go through a game, you know they done played, because them things get dirty real quick. But they be looking clean when they first come out, and they got the shiny blue patches for the numbers and stuff, as I recall, and the way the helmets are, it's just super crisp, real clean. It looks like a LA team should. You know, LA's a flashy town, so I think all their teams should look flashy. It fits the model of what LA looks like, um, or wants to look like, because the city don't always look flashy. That's for damn sure. But anyway, I dig the Rams, but I don't necessarily care one way or another. If they're another one of my alternate teams to root for. Same would be true for, let's see, somebody else that just crossed my mind that I was thinking of. They kind of like that too. They're like, okay, if nobody else is left and it's just them, I'll pick them up and root for them. Um, who was it? It was somebody else. Can't think of who it is now. The Giants. I ain't really never been a Giants fan like that. You know, I respect the history of the team. They've had some incredible eras, but I've never liked the Giants logo, and I mean, it's a to me the Giants logo looks like something that needs to go beside the actual emblem, the actual mascot. Like they need a giant. I want to see a freaking giant. Okay, I mean, they need a giant man and a giant woman that just walking through a city, and they look like something mythological and fantastic. That's what they need. They've always needed that. They just too bland. I don't like bland logos and bland. We're the such and such. It's like, yeah, okay, well, show it. I don't see nothing. That's my problem with. I'm glad they changed the name. I'm glad they changed everything. But Washington, the W is strong. The way the W looks, okay. Again, it's like a logo. It's like it's the header. It's not the thing. It's just the header. Like the big ass W. Okay, that looks cool. It's real sharp. It looks cool. Now you call yourself commander. Okay, where's the commander? We need the commander. You know, and it needs to be something that could represent anybody. It doesn't. It needs to be. You know, I mean, give it a helmet where it don't even have a face or something. It's just some kind of warrior or something. So then you ain't got to get into genders and all that. Well, you know, still could be gender, but I'm saying you don't. You know, there's a way about it that you could do that. Thinking creatively outside the box. Are you willing to do it though? That's the question. That's the question. Are you gonna do it? Do what needs to be done. Step up to the next level. Who else am I gonna talk about before I get up off here? Who other teams? What other teams I be digging? I know I'm missing somebody that I actually like, and I'm just not saying it right now. And it'll come to me later. I'll be, oh my gosh, how did I not mention them? The Chargers. I dig the Chargers. I don't think they need to change anything per se. The lightning bolt looks really cool the way it curves on the helmet. As a team, they always up and down and all around and mostly down. Um, I always like them because their colors remind me of my high school team colors. We were the Raiders, but we had those colors. It was that team. Shout out to all my Atlanta true ATL folk that know about Mays High School. And there's different versions of the blue and gold, but the blue and gold Raiders. So that's another reason why I love Raiders just by default. It's, you know, it's high school nostalgia. So anything Raiders is even Buccaneers. Oh, you throw them in there too. The Bucks, Tampa Bay, they on my wheel. If not, I can't root for them direct because they're gonna play the Falcons, and I want to see the Falcons win, and they're gonna play other teams I want to see win. But if they make it, and everybody else that I wanted to make it don't make it, I can root for the Bucks. I wasn't with them when they had Tom Brady because I respect Tom Brady's career, but I don't like Tom Brady for stuff he has said and been about as an individual. I couldn't get with, but I respect his talent. You know, what I mean, I'll just put it like that. So I wasn't with. They lost me when they got him, but I still like other players on the team and stuff like that, and I like their history of other players they've had in the past. And I like I've always liked their colors. When they had the orange, I loved that. I grew up loving that Buccaneer, and I still to this day I need one of those hats just for nostalgia, retro cap. I need that orange because I don't have. I like orange as a color, and I don't have enough orange in my wardrobe, especially my caps. I don't have one orange cap. I need an orange cap, and I want me a old school Bucks, and I want a new school eventually. I want to get a new school because it's a badass logo. You know, both versions. The one with the boat, and the boat makes me a little. But the one I really like is just the sword and the flag and the skull and everything. I like that. It's kind of fresh. It's very fresh. Um, pirate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Raiders again. Can't help it. It's in my soul. So that's that. Hope y'all like my theories and perspectives, and let me know who your favorite teams are and why. What logos you liking? All right, and what teams you rooting for.